My name is Jakob. I'm from the city of Aalborg in Denmark, and I am about to start studying for a Master's in Middle Eastern Studies at Georgetown University in the United States. I ended up choosing it because it's one of the great Master's programs for Middle Eastern Studies in the States, and also because of its location in Washington, D.C. It's sort of the center of power in the world in many regards, and has a lot of importance to the Middle East. But I also chose it because it was a master's program, and in the US master's programs have very specific position versus PhD programs that are a bit more prevalent nowadays. Georgetown focuses a lot on their master's courses, and I knew I wasn't going to go into research, so I thought, let me try to find one of the places that care a lot about their master's programs. Georgetown does that. An American master's program is a 2-year program that comes after your bachelor's program or your undergrad, but compared to Denmark, the master's is not considered as essential. In Denmark, oftentimes the bachelor and the master's together will be kind of considered one university course, whereas in the States, a lot of people don't actually take a master's. They go from their bachelor's, and if they want to do research, then they apply for a PhD, which includes a master's. So oftentimes masters are a lot more geared towards academia style kind of work in the States than it is other places in the world. I guess the first important date was the 15th of January, which was the deadline for the application, all of it, including 3 recommendations from professors, and a personal statement, a CV, and a sort of semi-scholarly essay with citations and stuff like that that had to do with an issue that I found important that had to do with the Arab world. So I sent all of that in on the 15th of January. I started sourcing my recommendations probably 2 months prior to the application deadline, and then my recommenders I was coordinating with them to make sure that my personal statement and their recommendations were kind of highlighting some of the same points, kind of seemed like they would fit the same applicant, and I think that was a way of sort of making it a strong application. I don't think there's anything that I would have done differently much. I really recommend something that I did, which is talk to your professors who have experience, who have applied to American grad schools in the past. For instance, talk to them, make sure that they guide you through, pick their brains, sort of make sure you get to know all the tips and all the ins and outs, and even if they're your recommenders, try to coordinate the application with them so that your application all in all will sort of create one picture of you that is consistent. Finding universities that offer great master's programs. A lot of universities in the States right now are sort of seeing the PhD program as the future, and a handful of universities are still very focused on the master's program. So if you don't want to do the PhD program, make sure that you find a university that is still committed to its master's programs, because those universities will be the ones where you can find a funded master's program. It will also be the ones where the master's programs have the most resources.